Hello, this is Sifu Fiore, the Golden Flower. I just have a few things to say this evening. First of them being, trying to make sure you get a screenshot here. With all the war and death going on now, in the early 21st century, I started thinking how many lives have been lost in pints of blood and years of life lost. So I calculated just for the last 2 centuries, the war loss statistics are just unbelievable. The pints of blood lost literally would fill oceans. And that's just from war. Then we add preventable diseases, in other words, deaths that were preventable by currently available technologies. Only poor people from third, fourth, whatever world countries weren't allowed to have it. While it was very cheap to make, just made a lot of rich people richer. So with that said, and to bring it home, this is a personal relative of mine. His name was Private Joseph Franchino. And he fought in World War II. He fought in the European theater, and he was on the Normandy Beach spearhead on D-Day, and he was killed and buried in Flanders Field. So he was 19 when he gave his life for the United States, but also a group of evil men that wanted to control the rest of the world. My great uncle's contribution was 8 pints of blood and 56 years of life. Now multiply that by how many people have been lost, as I said, by completely curable diseases. But because they live in areas that we can't harvest anything but human suffering from, it's not a joke. Human suffering controls the world. There's a few bubbles sprinkled throughout the globe, and people tend to live in, let's just call it, states of denial of reality. The reality is no government's going to fix anything. The reality is I'm tired of hearing fighting. What all does is divide people. Just like the United States is cut in half, and so is the rest of the world. Are we on the brink of World War III? I don't know. But I do know this, that there are many cultures that have had a lot to offer to my life. This is a Chinese shirt. I have studied Chinese martial arts for a long time. I owe a lot to Chinese culture for my refinements of skills, both martial and artistic, and healing as well. I went to Chinese medical school for 2 years. I was a third-year dropout. I got a better job making a lot of money, so I had to sell out at that point. But I continued with my martial arts studies and learned from some masters. That's not my point. My point is, so many of these people were killed. Maybe they were a master. Maybe Einstein is currently dying in Zambia of some kind of a stomach fluke or liver fluke that could have been prevented. Or somebody in Mozambique. They have something in the mercenary fields that call the Mozambique technique. I don't like to repeat it, but it's a foul way to kill somebody. In South Africa, They fought for independence and freedom. And thanks to efforts by Bishop Tutu and others, there seems to be a truce and forgiveness. At least what they have us believe. I don't know. But the rest of Africa suffers terribly. The Middle East is thriving, except for certain countries that are under war, siege. I'm not going to discuss who started anything, because I'm on no political side. I might have seemed to cling to politics in the past, but now I see they cause nothing but distress and suffering for those who are concerned with the affairs that any of us not in that club can actually change. So we should work on changing ourselves, and by doing that, we can help others learn how to change, hopefully, instead of being selfish and buying constant things for ourselves that are empty, meaningless pieces of plastic. You know, like rubber bands, whatever. It breaks my heart to see cultures splitting away from each other. I love China, I love Japan, I love Korea, I love Thailand, I love India, Indonesia, Vietnam, Papua New Guinea, the Philippines, Russia, into Kazakhstan, Iran, all these countries in Europe, Turkey, Romania, Greece, Italy, Spain, France, Germany, Greece, Poland, Czech Republic, that's right, Prague, Poland, Germany, United Kingdom, Ireland, Iceland, Norway. Anyway, I'm not going to read the whole map to you guys, but, you know, you get the point. How many deaths have there been from slavery? How many deaths have there been at the hands of the early 16th century, late 15th century, when the nations of Europe that had developed a little bit higher technology sailed and were looking for the new world. That was where it began. They thought they could just take whatever and ended up killing groups of people that nobody's perfect, but nobody deserved to be wiped out, quite like a human being. I'm not going to say Native American because the land belongs to all of us. We don't take it, share it. So I refer to them as Americans, Americans who have suffered. And I admire their culture. I admire all of European culture, Norwegian culture, Africa, South America, United States, everybody. It's not that hard to be friends. It really isn't. Do you know, just the last word here, and I'm going to make another video or prepare one for tomorrow. What have we got to lose by smiling? What have we got to lose by helping each other? Could you imagine just stop and smile? You know, I've changed people's anger, because sometimes I can be a little monkey, by smiling. It's that easy. Your smile is different. This is mine. Hi, how are you? My name is Sifu Fiore, Golden Flower. Out in public, I'd probably say Anthony or Tony. I've got a lot of names. Anyway, thank you for teaching me Japanese martial arts, Shimamoto. Thank you for teaching me Okinawan martial arts, Robert Murphy. May you all rest in peace. Thank you for teaching me Tai Chi, Wu Style, Peter Kwok. I have too many to name, all of whom have passed. It's been 47 years, but this heritage has helped me to find sanity in an insane world. And we all need to do that. It doesn't matter what you believe. I don't care. I'm a Catholic, an Orthodox Catholic Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Hindu. I'm a Buddhist. I believe nothing. But remember, when one believes nothing, that believes that you're greater than everything. And can anyone honestly say they're greater than our planet? So you're saying that you're greater than a planet. I'm not picking on you guys, but I like to stir the pot just a little bit. I'm not going to mention dark religions. They don't deserve it. They serve an evil purpose. But Judaism, Islam, Christianity, authentic apostolic Christianity. Just one more lesson many people don't know. The Roman Catholic Church is not the only Orthodox church, and as you notice, they're getting more and more liberal throughout the East, where everything is under attack in all these countries. Syria, okay, Egypt, Iran, Iraq. These are countries where before the Renaissance, Islam was coming in the 700th century, 800th century, I'm sorry. And they swept across, and the elite of these countries fled into Europe, taking with them algebra and books by philosophers that had been lost for 600 years, except in Ireland where they'd been preserved. But Vikings came, and Vikings being Vikings, they burnt everything to ashes. Monks started over again from memory, and some things were saved. So the history is very complicated of our world, but nothing is ultimately changed. And all I want to say is, how many pints of blood, how many lives lost is it going to take for everybody to realize what everybody else has to offer instead of what everybody else is not good at? I think everybody has their art, and I say it to everybody. Find your heart, you'll find your art. And it goes in reverse. If you find your heart, you'll find your art. Thanks for listening to me. This is the Golden Flower. And my next video will be of a less serious nature. Good night, and thank you for watching.